Hello, everyone. Today I'll be talking about this topic goodness versus evil and the human battleground. Um, I'm starting this channel as a project, as I will tell you later. But first of all, let me tell you something about myself. Uh, I am deeply sorry for my heavy Italian accent and my bad choice of words. Of course, as you can see, English is not my first language. I'm quite an introverted person. I'm not very charismatic, and it's not easy for me to make these videos. So you might be asking why I'm doing this, and these are the reasons. I am seeing a bad future ahead for humanity, and a very bad situation at the given time, especially in my country. And I also feel a strong sense of duty towards this cause. I would like to do something, let's say. I do believe I'm on the right side, which means I believe I'm fighting for something good. I would like to be a good person without the naivety of usual, without the naivety of. Uh, I would like to be a good person without the naivety typical of some good individuals. Let's say there are many evil people in the world, and I would like more good people, as many as possible, to be as loud as they can. I also believe there are many good people out there, but unfortunately they are not much represented in today's society. My main goals are to first of all understand the current situation in the world and the current situation in human societies. I would also like to tell you my view. Maybe some of you will agree with me, or maybe not, and that's the whole process of learning with you. So I'm not here to teach you some secret truth. I'm here to learn the truth with you, and if possible, of course, I would love to help someone in their struggle in this evil world. Now that said, these were just some introductive thoughts. Today's topic is the battle of good versus evil. Of course, good and evil are two human concepts, so they are extremely connected with human nature and personality. In order to better understand what we are talking about, we have to define evil people. What do they do? What do they want? And why understanding the positions uh, in this battle between good and evil people is so critical in order to do something about this. So, first of all, what do evil people fight for in this battle? I would say the first goal they are fighting for is power. They want the influence and the ability to get what they want. Um, they want to they want their dreams to be true, to become true. They want their dreams to become real. So they want power through the influence and the ability to submit other people. Of course, in a battle, you want to eliminate your enemy, and good people are unfortunately considered as enemies by evil people. Of course, um, this is not a common battle. This is a battle fought on many plans. different plans, and this is mainly a battle of interests and no, questa parte la taglio. Rifaccio tutto. Now, what do evil people fight for? Uh, they are fighting for the power. This is, of course, a constant in human history. This is something very natural, actually. This is something also animals fight for. They want influence and the ability to get what they want. Um, they can get this through multiple means, and this is the main reason why evil people are so dangerous for society. In order to get power, they will do anything, and they will create many problems to good people. In fact, in order to uh, get and maintain power, they have to submit other people. This is something that is typical. This is something that is typical of a war. Indeed, in this case, their enemies are the good people themselves. We will see later how they can submit good people. And the third element they are fighting for is pleasure, which is the ability to satisfy their desires. They want uh, to they want to get whatever they want with money, with their influence over other people, with their connections with other people, and all in all, I would say they are fighting for their egoism. They want, they just want the world for themselves. They just want the world for themselves, and other people are just in between this goal and themselves. So uh, this is a battle they're fighting for themselves. While good people, on the opposite end, they're fighting for altruistic uh, ideals. They're fighting for other people. They want other people to succeed. They want the good. Uh, they want a good society for other people. They want to promote positive behaviors and thoughts. They are also fighting for an ideal. This is the idea of justice and goodness. So this is something that distinguishes them from evil people who are not fighting for any kind of ideals. Their only ideal is the power itself. Good people are also fighting for virtues. They want virtuous behaviors and thoughts, and they want it not just from themselves. They actually want other people to behave in the same way. So, just a note, I believe altruism is the core factor for a positive societal evolution, which means, um, simplistically, which society would you like to live in? An altruistic or an egoistical society? Do you want your neighbor to be altruistic or egoistic? I would like altruistic people around me. Uh, this is also typical of an efficient society. An efficient society is not based on egoistical terms. It's based on altruistic behaviors, and this is a core element for a, for a sane society. Now, just by looking at this simple comparison, of course, good people seem in advantage because they are fighting for something that is indeed good. And of course, most of you, I believe, will would fall in this category. They I'm sure most of you are actually promoting good ideals, but there is a huge problem because we also have to see what weapons these two groups of people have. Unfortunately, I would say evil people have the better weapons. How do evil people get to these goals, to these egoistical goals? They get it through corruptions. They get it through the corruption of the entire value system, which means they they have put money over virtue. They also put negative role models in order to sabotage the entire group of good people. We can see it with celebrities. With money, it's also pretty easy to see, since most people today are unfortunately only fighting for the money. Money has become the new ideal. It has become the new standard goal of every person, which means, unfortunately, that they control the economy with money, since they also control the money, as I would like to show you in other videos. But they also control the media, and by controlling the media, they have control over the role models we, as people, are subjected to. Of course, they control both of these categories, which are vital for the construction of the next intelligentsia, the next um, class of intellectuals, class of people who can promote and um, develop the next set of values for the next generations. By controlling the economy and the media, they also control, let's say, the brain and soul of people. Unfortunately, today, as I said, most people are only thinking about money or media, which is the interaction with other people. This is a very superficial thought, and this is actually what they want. And the last weapon they have is being, and the last weapon they have is to not being seen by you. They don't want you to think about them. They want you to think they do not even exist. They want you to think of them as um, they want you to think of them that they are philanthropic and altruistical. So they are basically making you think that they fall in the good people category, which they are not. Unfortunately, they are doing this by simply taking advantage of the weaknesses of people. By weaknesses, of course, I mean intellectual and virtuous weaknesses. They are making you think. They are taking advantage of you by no, they are taking advantage of people's naivety, and they are also taking advantage of the fact that people do not have time and are not, unfortunately, much educated in things that are not productive for today's society, which are these two elements, economy and media. If you are not focusing the entirety of your lives on these two elements, they want you to think that you are worthless. And of course, this gives them power over you. So as you can see, evil people have very strong weapons against the good people. But let's see what the good people have, what weapon the good people have in order to fight this evil. And unfortunately, this is the only thing I could think of. Good people are fighting alone. This fight is seen as a personal struggle, and in fact, um, good people have unfortunately small influences over small groups of people, which means that unfortunately, uh, influence over a small group of people, which means that you can help someone in your neighborhood, in your family, s- some of your friends, but in today's society, it's not possible to help most of the people because today's society is not built for that. It is built by evil people in order to get to their goals. And they have to do this very carefully because they know that good people are their enemies. So they have to be very careful to not provoke good people in fighting together as uh, one man. Why are good people fighting alone? That's not their choice. That's a necessity, unfortunately. And I have identified the lack of these three elements, this pro, as the root cause of these um, of these, and I have found the lack of these three elements, this pro, um, now. Why are good people fighting alone in this battle? I believe it's because of the lack of these three elements: these propagation, representation, and organization. What do I mean by that? By propagation, I mean um, the ability to gain more people between the ranks of the good side. Unfortunately, since we do not have good role models and good value systems in today's societies, um, we cannot promote good behavior as something that is um, necessary for a society. So people are not looking into that. We also have a lack of representation. As I told you before, unfortunately, there are no real positive role models for positive behavior. Uh, they want you to think, evil people want you to think of current role models as positive, but they are not. And the lack of organization is strictly correlated with the lack of representation, since good people do not have an organized system and they are basically just fighting alone in this struggle. Which kind of organizations can put together a large group of good people and let me ask you, what organizations do you know in which there are many good people fighting for good causes, and you can see these good people have a wide range of. Um, Let me ask you this: how many organizations do you think there are in which there are many good people, and these are actually fighting for good causes? Unfortunately, I would say there are very few. It's not that they do not exist, it's that they are very few, and unfortunately, they are not connected. And of course, this is not the lack of this pro is not due to good people's um, deficit. I would say it's actually a consequence of this battle and of the actions of the evil people, which are um, very capable of taking advantage of the weaknesses of good people. So it's the simple fact that evil people are currently winning this battle. That's what I believe, of course. And this is a plan, I would say, because evil people want you to be alone. There is a beautiful Latin saying, which is divide et impera. This means divide and conquer. By dividing the good people, they are actually conquering them. And this is their main weapon, I would say. As I told you, I believe they are still winning this battle, and they will keep moving towards an ultimate win, unless, of course, good people can create something diverse, a different system that can actually actively and efficiently fight them. Of course, I am not naive. I know this is some kind of utopic thought, but I believe it's my duty to speak to you about this. And maybe there are many, and maybe in the world there will be many people that can agree with me in trying to do something in order to create such a system. Um, if of course this is not realistic, I hope that I can at least help someone to feel less alone in this struggle, because of course this is something I also feel, and this is very sad. But sadness will not uh, fight evil. Actually, this is what they want. Unfortunately, this is part of the strategy to conquer us. They want you to feel helpless and alone. I don't want you to feel like that. So feel free to talk to me and write in the comments. I would be very happy to talk to you and discuss with you anything. This is just a very generic sentence I wrote before. Of course, we are nothing because they don't want you to be. They don't. Of course, we are nothing because we have not created a positive society already. But we have to fight endlessly and with bravery. This is not just about you. This is about the entirety of the human species. So, mm, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is very so. I hope you enjoyed this video. This was very uh, weird for me. I I will see you in the next video. See you. Thank you.